Good evening, everybody. This is Thursday. I'm giving you my weekly update. This week I thought I kind of, good morning or good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful Thursday. I just want to kind of give everybody my weekly update. The last couple of weeks I've given over the COVID-19 and how people can find help out there and stuff. Tonight I'm going to touch a little bit more on a policy, which is Medicaid expansion. Something that I fought for while I was in Topeka. It's something that we actually passed the House and actually got it past the Senate because an overwhelming majority of Kansans believe that Medicaid expansion is the right way to go. Unfortunately, the governor at that time vetoed it. I'm still a huge advocate for it. We have approximately 150,000, maybe even a few more than that, Kansans who fall into a gap between what Medicaid what qualifies you for Medicaid at the federal level and what qualifies you for the Medicaid part of CanCare at the state level. People that fall into this gap basically can't afford to get health care, and so therefore they don't get basic health care. They can't, if they're not feeling well, they can't go to the doctor because they can't afford to go to the doctor. And so they wait until they are so sick that they end up in the emergency room, which your premiums end up paying for that visit to the emergency room because they can't pay for it either. But it gets to where people are so ill that they have to take that step, and instead of taking the early way, get on antibiotics and get things under control. With the virus the way things are right now, there are so many people that were forced to go to work when they weren't feeling well and had a chance of possibly passing the virus along or getting the virus and not having the ability to go to the doctor to try to get the preventive care that they need to be able to do. It's a huge problem for young families. It's a huge problem for kids that are just coming out of college and aren't still covered by parents' health care. It's just something that is vitally needed. We need to make sure that health care is a right in this state, and Medicaid expansion would be huge. One other big issue with this is that we lose federal dollars every single day we have an expanded Medicaid. When it became when it came up to the states whether or not they wanted to expand Medicaid or not, and Kansas has refused. If we would have come on board right away, which there are over 35 states that already have approved Medicaid expansion, so we're way in the minority. The state has let $4 billion in federal tax dollars go to other states that would have come to Kansas instead. That number goes up every single day. What could we have done what could our healthcare providers have done over the past 4 or 5 years with another $4 billion? Medicaid expansion is a huge issue. It's something we need to make sure we get past. We need to make sure that we let the people know that that is what the majority of Kansas wanted. Oftentimes you hear the number of people who believe it should be expanded is up around 80% of our population. So that is definitely something that I will fight for. It's something I believe in, and I hope that you guys can understand that. If you have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me. Website's crumforkansas.com. You can email me at crumforkansas@gmail.com. Or you can message me here on my Facebook page and let me know if you have any questions about that. Also, I want to mention, if you didn't know, tonight at 6:30, so just in about 25 minutes or so, the governor will speak about how we're going to start to reopen the economy in Kansas. That's going to be a huge thing as well. And I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you all for tuning in.